Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this new episode of Ask Huda. The first question of today's program was from Jesdik, who is asking about a relative of his who works offshore, and he travels to this base, to this camp where he works, and it's in an open, he travels there by boat, but then it is a desert ground, an open desert ground. And the first day he tried to fast due to excessive heat. He could not, so he broke his fasting. So what is the ruling? Does he pay fidya? Is he sinful? Is he considered to be a traveler? And the answer is, as long as he is offshore or out of base, he traveled out of his city, he's considered to be a traveler, whether he's staying there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, until he settles. So from what I understand, that he is not settling in that area, therefore he may break his fast and make up for these days when he goes back, inshallah, to his hometown without the need of paying any expiation, because he is a traveler. Aisha sent 2 questions, and this apparently is from her husband, or at least from another man who's asking about 2 questions. The first question is that his wife has a necklace and bracelets of gold, and they were given to her as part of her dowry. And whenever she goes to attend weddings or parties or family gatherings, she wears them. And he doesn't like this because it looks like a bit of showing off. So does he have the right to tell her not to wear them? Actually, you don't, because this is part of the normal things that women wear. And it is not sort of extravagant or showing off. Actually, women are made and created to show off. As Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned the description in the Quran as being wearing ornaments and showing it off. Therefore, I believe that you should not prevent her, and this is something that women do normally. Bukhari from Nigeria. Okay, I think we lost Bukhari. Her second question, or his second question, that they have in their family weddings for women, and these weddings involve a lot of music, and he does not like this. His wife doesn't dance to the music, but he doesn't like this because it's un-Islamic, a lot of extravagant in it, and he doesn't want his daughter to be brought up in such an environment. So does he have the right to prevent her from attending such weddings? And the answer is yes. It is his responsibility as a husband to stop anything haram from happening to his family member. So if the daughter wants to go to the prawn, for example, if she wants to watch a movie, if she wants to go and attend a rock concert, or his son as well, this is all haram. If his wife wants to go out not wearing decent clothes, Islamic clothes, this is haram. He has to force them. He has to prevent them from doing this, because he is their guardian and he is responsible for this, and it is not permissible for a Muslim to allow his wife to attend weddings that involve music. Samir from Qatar.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Ramadan Mubarak, Sheikh.
And to you as well, Jazakallah khair. What's left of Ramadan, that is?
Yeah. Sheikh, I have this question. Since I was small, I've been taught, like many people, during wudu, they recite the kalima, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, they recite it. So during the wudu. So could you just tell me if that is correct according to the Sunnah?
Okay.
And my second question is the ruling on leveling the graves. Suppose like if you have a graveyard and there are about 100 years or something, if you want to reuse the land, so can you just level the graves and use that land?
Use the land for building, you mean, or what?
Yeah. For building, for any other purpose, like after flattening the graves and using the land for any other purpose.
Okay, I will answer your question. Mushtaq from Saudi Arabia. Mushtaq from Saudi Arabia.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I have two questions.
Okay.
Can we pay zakat instead of cash, like things, gold, clothes, furniture, that one?
Why?
One more thing.
Why would you give the zakat in the form of gold or furniture? What's the reason?
What's the reason? If you purchase dress materials for anyone's marriage, for furniture,
Okay.
like gold, instead of giving cash, we can give things.
Okay, I will answer your question. Second question?
Second question, if anyone having the piece of cultivation land,
Okay.
and his income is sufficient for his routine life expenses, there is no savings from the cultivation land, whether he has to pay zakat or not.
So he is growing crops and selling them.
Selling them, and ultimately at the end of the day he don't have any savings.
Okay.
Or whatever he is earning, is spending his life expenses under.
Okay, I will answer your question, inshallah. Mean? Okay, Mazimba from Zambia?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the Gambia.
Yes, brother, what can I do for you?
Yes. How are you, Sheikh?
I'm fine, Jazakallah khair. Mute your television, please. Mute it, cut the volume.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I have a question to ask. Like in the Gambia here, every birthday of the Prophet, people used to gather together and then celebrate it, women and then men, the whole night until daybreak. It is that it's allowed or not?
On what day?
Like the Prophet, the day of Prophet was born.
Oh, the Mawlid. Okay.
Yeah, Maulud. That's
Okay.
yes.
Any other question, Akhi?
Yes. And then I'm happy about Huda TV because always you teach me.
Alhamdulillah.
Because I'm listening to it. It's the way I'm finding my Islamic from Huda TV. I'm very happy about Huda TV.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, Akhi. Okay, Samir from Qatar, he's asking that since we were little, we were told to say the adhkar during our wudu. And he mentioned the kalima, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah. But this is one part of the things to be said during the wudu. There are so many other things people say during the wudu, and all of it is innovated. There is nothing to be said except in the beginning, Bismillah, and you offer your wudu without saying anything, without any dhikr. There isn't anything prescribed. The Prophet didn't do it, alayhi salatu salam. So how dare we do it and claim that it is good for Islam to do it? It's un-Islamic. It's an innovation. However, when you conclude your wudu, yes, you may say La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. This is one. Or you say subhanakallah wa bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. This is also one part of the adhkar. Allahumma ij'alni min at-tawwabin waj'alni min at-tahirin, with the first one. And this opens the 8 gates of paradise for a person after he concludes his wudu and says it. So it's inshallah good. As for the second question, sometimes we have a cemetery or a graveyard, and after 100 years, 200 years, people would like to utilize the land. Is this permissible? The answer is no, because the dead have dignity. So while they are being buried in their graves, we should not take their bodies and their remains and utilize this graveyard to be a park or to build a building on it. This is not permissible unless the Islamic court looks into the situation and decides. For example, if we have a cemetery and there's nobody being buried there for so long, and there is an essential need for a highway to go across, and there is no way that we can change the routes, or it would be too difficult or too expensive, and the Islamic court judges it, then this is permissible, but it has to go through the Islamic court. The ulama of Sharia, they are the one to look into it and to decide. But other than that, to reduce it in size and we can make a mall or a supermarket in there, no, this is not part of the essential things to do. Abu Amir from Libya.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
And to you as well, Jazakallah khair.
Yeah. I am actually from UAE and I am staying now in Zawiya, Libya.
Okay.
When they are starting the Taraweeh prayer, from the Isha itself they are continuing, starting reading the Quran and then continuing the Taraweeh.
Okay.
Yeah, is it permissible?
What do you mean by they start to read the Quran? Yani after they finish the Isha prayer?
No. Continue. For example, they start reading the Quran from Isha prayer itself, and same surah it is continuing towards Taraweeh, and the next day they are continuing the same balance from the Isha.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
No problem, that one.
Inshallah.
Okay. And my second question is,
Yes.
there is one product has been given for me to sell, so I am fixing on top of it some amount to sell, and that amount is allowed?
Now you're working for a company?
Yes.
And the company tells you this product costs one...
Yeah, they fixed me one price and they told that you need to sell this price, but I have made it more than that price.
And the company knows?
No, I didn't inform them.
Okay, I will answer your question.
Thank you, Jazakallah.
Awizak. Fatima from Nigeria. Okay, I think we've lost Sister Fatima. Mushtaq's question was, we have weddings, and those who are either marrying or getting their daughter married, they are poor. So can we give them our zakat money in the form of gold that they will give to their daughter-in-law to be, or in terms of furniture and appliances for the house of the husband to be, so that as form of assistance to them, so that they can get this marriage going? And the answer is no. You should give the money cash. Your zakat money has to be given cash. And they would then choose whether to buy furniture, gold, or to pay for the phone bill. This is up to them, because they're the one who are poor. However, if they give you authority, so you tell them, listen, I have 10,000 riyals zakat and I'd like to give it to you. So would you like to have it in cash, or should I buy you something with it? And they say, well, we would like to have a fridge and 4 ACs and a stove, for example. If they say this is what they want, then go ahead and purchase it, because they authorized you. So as if they had taken the money and then authorized you to go ahead with it. Other than that, that this is not permissible to give them other than cash. Unless, again, this is an exception, if the one receiving the money is not fit to deal in finance. Meaning that if I give him 10,000 riyals, instead of doing something useful, maybe he would go and buy lottery tickets, or he would spend it on drinking or smoking or drugs. In this case, yes, because of the issue there, I would still give them the choice, what would you like me to buy you? Or I can buy them food if they are completely poor and they don't have anything. I can buy them food and provide it to them. Mushtaq is asking, if we have cultivation land, a farm, and this land we grow crops, but after selling the crops we don't have any cash. So do they have to pay zakat? The answer is, it depends on what you grow. Because we know that one of the 4 parts of zakat is the crops that are being grown. So if you're growing grain, if you're growing corn, if you're growing grapes, if you're growing dates, all of this requires zakat. But if you're growing, for example, cucumbers, tomatoes, fruits, then there is no zakat as they're cultivated. The previous things or items that I've mentioned and the likes of those, the Prophet tells us if it is under approximately, if I'm not mistaken, 5 wasaq, and it's approximately 300 kilograms. If I'm not mistaken, approximately. If it's above that, then every time the land produces, with the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal, crops, then you have to give percentage. If it's being irrigated by rain, no effort, financial effort from your side, you have to give 10% of it. If it's being irrigated by machinery, by a lot of diesel fuel for pumps to get the water and to deliver it to your crops, then you have 5% of that has to go for zakat. But if it's fruits, if it's vegetables, then there is no zakat in it per se. When it grows, when you start to harvest it, there is no zakat. However, once you sell it, if the value of it remains for a year, then you have to give 2.5%. As we understand from the question, the man at the end of the year has 0 balance. In this case, there is no zakat for him. I think the brother from Zambia, I'm not sure if I'm going to correctly pronounce his name. He's asking about the Mawlid. And the Mawlid is a celebration people throw on the birthday of the Prophet ﷺ. And he's saying that men and women gather all night long partying. Well, not partying, making dhikr. It is partying. And is this part of the sunnah? And this is completely prohibited and innovated. The celebration itself was not done by the Prophet ﷺ, nor his companions, nor those who followed them. So it's an innovated celebration. And we cannot do something and then claim that it is part of religion. It is not. Secondly, anything that involves the mixing of men and women, this is completely prohibited. So they've gathered 2 sins in one. And it sounds like a shampoo or a conditioner, but this is what happened. It's 2 in 1. It is haram for a Muslim to celebrate such Mawlid. We have Brother Ahmed from Saudi. Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
And Mubarak to you as well.
Please do pray for me and my parents, especially that we are approaching Laylatul Qadr.
Inshallah, may Allah Azza wa Jal make you among those who pray Laylatul Qadr and are rewarded with the great reward of 1,000 months.
May Allah bestow favor to witness this blessed night and forgive all of us.
I could not understand you. Speak slowly and clearly, please.
May Allah bestow His favor to witness this blessed night
Ameen.
and forgive all of us.
Ameen. What's your question, my friend?
Sheikh, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
My first question is, as we know that each of us have 2 angels witnessing our deeds and actions, that is Malakul Yamin and Malakul Shimal.
Okay.
My question is, what is the status of these 2 angels when a believer dies
Okay.
and when a disbeliever dies?
Okay. The second question?
And my second question is, regarding the mucus of the nose and nose.
The what?
Mucus of the nose.
Couldn't understand.
Huh?
I cannot understand you.
Sheikh, my second question is,
Okay.
Sheikh, my second question is that regarding the mucus.
No, I'm unable to understand what you mean by
Regarding the mucus.
the mucus. Okay.
of the nose.
Okay.
If we swallow it, does it invalidate our fast or not?
Okay, I will answer your question inshallah. Al-Amin from the Emirates.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, I have two questions.
Okay,
First question is, I am right now in the Haram
mashallah.
in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Is it permissible to pray from the room
Okay.
where we stay, or nearby the Haram in Saudi Arabia, in Mecca?
Okay. Second question.
Second question is, my wife is a revert, and she reverted 5 years back, but she practiced Islam 3 years
Okay.
back. And the question is that the year from the time she converted and the time she started practicing, what about the time gap? Is all the sins will be forgiven if she repents?
What was she praying at the first 2 years?
No,
Okay, I will answer the question inshallah.
inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Khadija from Saudi. Okay, I think we lost Sister Khadija. Abu Amir from somewhere. He's asking about reciting the Quran in Isha. Yeah, for example, someone starts to recite Surah An-Naba, Amma Yatasa'alun, and he finishes it in Isha, and then in Taraweeh he starts with An-Nazi'at, which is the following surah. And every night they do this. So he continues reading the Taraweeh with the Isha before that. Is this permissible? Definitely it is. Whatever you read in the Quran, from the Quran, in your prayer, Taraweeh or Tahajjud or Isha, it's all permissible. So if you keep on going down the Mus'haf, down the Quran, from the very beginning to the end, and you recite it in all the Isha, Taraweeh, Qiyam al-Layl, and also Tahajjud, and also the Witr, all of this is permissible. There's nothing wrong in that. His second question was, yes, he's from Libya. His second question was that he works for a company and he is in the marketing or in the sales. So they give him a product and they say, you sell this for 10 riyals or 10 dinar or dirham or whatever the currency is. And he goes, but instead of selling it for 10, he sells it for 12. And when he cashes it, he gives them 10 and he takes 2 for his own. Is this permissible? This is completely prohibited and the money you're earning is haram. Why? Because the company does not know. If they knew, they would kick you out, first of all. Second of all, you are cheating them because they're giving you a monthly salary. So with what right? You are an agent, you're not the owner. Because if they give you the merchandise and all of a sudden the car is on fire and the merchandise is completely destroyed, will you pay it from your pockets? No, definitely not. So you're not the owner. How do you make a profit out of it? So this is not permissible. Ahmed from Saudi Arabia, our friend Ahmed is asking what to do, what happens to the right and left angels who record our deeds when we die? I don't know. This is something we don't have knowledge of. Allah Azza wa Jal knows about this. Whether they would be assigned to newborn, to new people or not, Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Ahmed from Saudi.
Hello?
Yes, Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum.
Salam wa rahmatullah.
I have one question.
Yes, bro.
Do you have to go to sleep before we go to night prayer?
Okay.
That's it.
حياك الله. حياك الله. Fahim from Sweden.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, how are you?
I'm fine, Jazakallah khair.
Sheikh, one sister asked me one question and I couldn't answer her, so just I want to ask that question.
Okay.
That when Prophet Muhammad ﷺ went to on Miraj,
Okay.
and in hell he saw that the ears of some ladies were tied in the wall of the hell.
Okay.
And he asking Jibreel alayhi salam and told that these were the ladies who did not cover their hairs in front of the non-Muharrams.
Okay.
Is it true? Is there any reference on this?
Okay.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair.
حياك الله. Abdurrahman from Saudi. Abdurrahman from Saudi Arabia.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yeah, Abdurrahman, listen to me from the phone.
No questions to
Okay.
ask.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I have two questions to ask you.
Yes, brother.
Okay.
What's the first question?
Can I receive inheritance from non-Muslim parents?
Okay, second question.
I have a brother, a Muslim brother, who have an accident. Can I pay? He's in need of money. So can I pay him my zakat, yearly zakat,
Okay.
instead to the poor people?
Okay.
Because right now he's in need of the money.
His what?
He's in need of money
Okay,
because
okay.
he have an accident, car
Okay.
accident. He should pay.
Okay, I will answer your
The-
question, inshallah.
Yeah.
حياك الله أخي. Abu Amir once again, I think, from Saudi.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Salam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, I have here the question. I am just coordinating with the company. I am not taking any salary.
So you are working as a
Yeah,
freelance.
they are giving me, I am just developing their product in the market. So they are giving me product for $10 and then I am selling it at $12, $13, but I am not getting any salary or anything from them.
Okay, if you sell it for $10 as they told you to do so, what is your profit?
No, I don't have any profit on that one.
So they know that you will top.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I will not declare them what amount it is exactly, but they know that I am having on top of it.
Okay,
Because $10 I should want to give back to them.
okay. I will answer your question, inshallah. Kamil from Saudi.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
So I have 4 questions.
Okay.
My first question is, can a really large amount be given in zakat to a very needy person, so much so that the woman can take care of almost all her basic needs for one entire year? Or does one have to give zakat in small portions to many needy people, or can one give a large amount to one needy person?
Okay.
My second question is, if a woman is at home wearing trousers and t-shirt which has no sleeves or short sleeves, can she read the Quran in these clothes, or does she have to wear an abaya over it?
Okay.
My third question is, can a person who's praying witr at home all by himself raise his hands in salah while reciting dua qunut and then make some more additional dua with hands raised in the witr salah?
Okay.
And lastly, I have a question about this ayat in Surah Furqan, which is also read as a dua that رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا
قُرَّةَ
لِلْمُتَّقِينَ
أَعْيُنٍ.
إِمَامًا.
Okay.
I would like to know that the translation of azwaj is given as wife.
No, it's wrong translations.
This translation has been done by Dr. Muhammad Muhsin Khan and Dr. Muhammad Taqiyuddin, and this Quran has been issued by King Fahad Complex, KSA.
Okay.
So I just wanted to know, if this is azwaj, can a woman make this dua?
Yes, she can.
Because then it makes no sense.
Spouse.
With,
It should have been
when a
changed
woman
into
reads
spouse.
this. And I just have one more small question, if you permit me.
Yes.
If a person has bleeding gums and while in the state of fasting, the gums start bleeding, and you make all whatever is humanly possible to spit out the blood, but still you have this feeling that perhaps a little bit of blood has gone into your throat. Is the fast valid or invalid, or what should one do?
Okay, I will answer your questions, inshallah.
Thank you so much to you and your entire Ask Huda team. Jazakumullah khair wa barakallah feekum.
Okay, Brother Gambia. Okay, he's gone. Okay, they tell me that we have to take a short break. Stay tuned, inshallah. We'll be right back and answer your questions, inshallah.
There is an American sister who's very active in Dawah in Egypt, told me personally that she traveled between Buddhism and Christianity and different sects, and when she came to read the Quran, she started by reading from right to left, Surah Al-Fatiha. She said, I swear, once I finished it, I fainted. I could not believe myself that there is such book that people were so negligent and ignorant about. That has to be the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she said, I accepted Islam simply after reading Surah Al-Fatiha and knowing
the first chapter, 7 verses.
7 verses.
The Arabic itself, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke the Quran. So this is by itself is a medicine.
It is a word of Allah.
It's a word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It goes into the heart.
It was not created, rather took it out.
May your Ramadan nights be blessed with welfare and forgiveness. Ramadan, Ramadan, Ramadan.
You can't do that because you do not know what to say to them something. At least you raise up your hand and ask Allah, oh Allah, please give guidance to this brother of mine, the importance of following Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To follow our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam means you must understand his sunnah. Adinu Yusrun, Islam is a very easy religion, simple religion. So don't make religion difficult to yourself. I believe this hadith is very common to all of us. But the beauty part of this hadith, number one, it started by Umar al-Khattab saying, Sami'tu. Now again, I'd like to share with the brother and sister to understand the beauty of this saying of the companion.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. We will try to answer these questions before taking any more calls. So the second question of Ahmed was the mucus. If a person in his nose swallows it, does this invalidate the fasting? It should not be swallowed because it is from the nose and it goes to the stomach. So one should not try to swallow it. And if it's in your throat and someone swallows it, this is also something that you should avoid because it's harmful for your body and it's filled with germs. You have to take it out and spit it out. But if a person swallows what's in his throat, it's okay because it did not come and it did not reach his mouth and it is considered to be inside. Amin has two questions. He is in Mecca at the moment, and in their room in the Haram, they can see the people, they can see the Kaaba. So can they join the congregation prayer? And the answer is no. Why? Because they are not with the congregation. Everyone is praying in his own isolated cube, in his own room. This would not be a congregation. Some scholars say that if you go down to the mezzanine floor, and there is a big hall where Muslims come and pray in it, and it has lots of windows at the front, and you can see the Haram, and actually you can see the rows with you. This is, some scholars say that this is okay. Why? Because you are praying with about 5,000 people in congregation in the same hall. This is unlike praying in your room. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. He's asking about his wife who was a revert, and she accepted Islam 5 years ago. The first 2 years she was not at all practicing, so she was not praying. And because she was not praying, she was not a Muslim. And that is why I asked him, was she praying? And therefore, her fasting and all of her rituals that she is obliged to do, she is not instructed to make up for the fasts, nor for the prayers. Because at these 2 years, she was not a Muslim. Now, alhamdulillah, she's practicing, she's fasting and praying. So these 3 years are her first 3 years in Islam, and the previous ones are not accounted for. Ahmad is asking, is it a must to sleep before night prayer? The answer is no. But in order to have tahajjud, part of your night prayer, it has to be preceded by sleeping. Night prayer, anything you pray from Isha till the break of dawn. This is called night prayer. So if you want to attain the reward for the tahajjud, you have to sleep even half an hour before that and wake up for tahajjud, and that would be called tahajjud. Fahim from Sweden, he is asking about the hadith where the Prophet saw ﷺ, women in hell being punished because they did not cover their hair. Is this authentic? To my knowledge, this is not an authentic hadith. Is it a sin? Definitely it's a sin. So when we say that such a punishment is not authentic, does not mean it's halal for you to make. It is a sin. It is a grave sin to go out exposed and in this indecent way, but we cannot say that the hadith is correct or authentic or the punishment is correct until we verify the authenticity of the hadith. Abdurrahman from Saudi Arabia, he has two questions. The first one, is it permissible for a revert to inherit his non-Muslim parents? And the answer is no. The Prophet said it alayhi salatu wasalam clearly, لا يرث المسلم أو المسلم كافرا, that the Muslim must not inherit a non-Muslim, and the non-Muslim who is your father, if you die, he cannot inherit you, because there are three reasons or conditions for inheritance to take place. One of them is that they share the same religion, and alhamdulillah, because you are a Muslim or whoever you're asking for is a Muslim, then he cannot inherit. Now, if my non-Muslim father writes a will giving me something, is this considered to be inheritance? Some scholars say that this is not an inheritance, this is a will. So whatever he writes to you, you can take this, alhamdulillah. But the inheritance is when he dies and they want to distribute his inheritance, then they would say a son should take this, a daughter should take that. This is haram. This is inheritance that you cannot have. His second question is that his a non-Muslim brother had an accident and he is supposed to pay a lot of money. So can I give him from my zakat? And the answer is no. The zakat can be given only to Muslims. And you can help him, and this is part of the charity, yes, but other than the zakat money. Abu Amir from Saudi Arabia, he was telling me that, from Libya that is, he was telling me that the company he works for, he doesn't work for actually. So he is like a dealer. They tell him we want 10 riyals in this product and we don't care how much you sell it for. So he takes it, he sells it for 3 riyals extra, 4 riyals extra, without informing them about the profit, because they do not require this. Is this permissible? Inshallah, this is a sort of a commission. And it is best to know what the commission is, so that the owner of the product would not be aggravated or be saddened because he did not think it would reach that much. However, if this is done by them willingly, all what they want is 10 riyals, and they give you the liberty to charge whatever you want, inshallah, this is permissible. Kamil from Saudi Arabia, she had 5 questions. 1, is it permissible to give the zakat as a wholesome, as a large number, and give it to one poor person that would utilize it for a whole year? The answer is yes, it is permissible. You don't have to give small pieces, unless you believe and think that this person, once he takes the 20,000 riyals, he would disperse it in one day, unwisely. In this case, no. You have to give him what he would utilize to the best of his interest. But if you know that he's a sound person, he has a lot of needs, you can give him the 20 or the 30,000 at one go. What's the ruling on a woman in her house? Of course, there is no non-mahram, and she's wearing pants and t-shirts and reading the Quran. This is permissible. She doesn't have to cover her hair. She doesn't have to cover her body. And the third question, a person praying on his own, reading witr in his house, can he raise his hands? Yes. Can he recite the dua al-qunut? Definitely. Can he add something more? Not recommended, but yes, he can. It is not recommended to prolong the dua al-qunut like we see in today's masjid. Qul huwallahu ahad takes like half a minute, and the dua takes 20 minutes. And people's necks and shoulders are aching because of the continuous repetition of the same thing. What do you want? Paradise. What do you fear? Hell. Khalas. Why do you beat around the bush and start making lots of tales and stories and things like that. No. But if you want to do it in your home, yes, this is a place for it. She's saying that the translation, رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَاجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا, that it was translated in a particular translation as our wives. So is this the correct translation? To my knowledge, no. It should have been our spouses, because this can go both ways. Azwaj in Arabic can mean females and males. So when you translate it to English, you should have, in my view, in my point of view, and those who had done this great job of translating the meaning of the Holy Quran, definitely they are far, far greater in knowledge than me, but this is my own humble opinion. The verse, and I've corrected this in previous lectures of mine and writings, it should have been our spouses, so that the woman can recite this and ask Allah with it, and also men can do so. She's asking about the gum that is bleeding, and one tries his level best not to swallow it. He spits it, but sometimes something out of his control goes in with his saliva and he swallows it. Does this invalidate the fasting? And the answer is no, it does not affect your fasting, alhamdulillah. Now we take any questions if there are any. Okay, until we get your calls, Arena is asking that she needs, and she's taking Islamic courses, Arabic and Tajweed, from an online institute. They gave her a scholarship, but now they cannot continue to give her the scholarship. Her father is poor, he's needy, and he's so proud he doesn't ask for zakat, and he may not take zakat if given. So she's asking, is it permissible for me to ask some of the sisters to sponsor my learning in this institute so that I can master Arabic, Tajweed, and other religious sciences? And the answer is, inshallah, there is nothing wrong in that, and they can give you from zakat money as well. Salim is saying that he has 236 grams of gold. Should he give zakat on the whole of it, or should he give zakat minus 85 grams? And this is a misconception. We've cleared it a number of times. A lot of the brothers and sisters think that when we say that the nisab, the limit, is 85 grams, so if they have 100 grams, they only give over the 15, and the 85, they're exempted. And this is wrong. If you have 85 grams, give 2.5 on the 85 grams. If you have 500 grams, you have to give 2.5 over the whole total 500 grams. And this question is from Zina. She is saying, a divorced relative with 3 kids, she doesn't have any income. Can I use my zakat to pay her every month? Because if I give the whole thing, she may not use it in a proper way. A lot of the brothers and sisters ask the same question. We know someone, and he is eligible for zakat, or she is. But if we give him the zakat, he will disperse it, he will completely spend it in a couple of days. And then for the rest of the year, this individual would be in need still. So like this divorcee, like this divorced woman with 3 kids, no income, what to do? Can I give her my zakat, which is 12,000 riyals, 1,000 riyals every month? The answer is no. Why? Because you have to give out the zakat immediately once a whole year has gone and passed. So today I have to give my 12,000, I will disperse it and I give it to those who are needy. But if I want good for this person, for that individual, I would estimate that my next year's zakah, which is 12 months from now, and I would start giving this individual monthly allowance from this zakat, so that he would not waste it. And when a year passes, I'd look at what I have money-wise and see and estimate my zakat. If my zakat is 12 or above, alhamdulillah, 12,000 of it was given the previous year, so it was earlier than scheduled. If it is more than 12,000, I deduct the 12,000 and pay them more. If it's less, in this case, alhamdulillah, the balance would be considered to be a charity on my behalf. We have Dara from Saudi Arabia.
Hello, Salah and Sh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I have a question regarding a lady in her menses during the Eid prayer. Does she still have to attend, or can she stay home?
Okay, second question.
No, that's it.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Muhammad from Saudi Arabia. Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I have two questions.
Yes.
I have two questions, Sheikh.
Yes, listen to me from the phone, please.
Okay. First question is, for example, if I forget to shave my hair and wear the ihram and go to already I'm in Makkah, and there I realize that I forgot this. So what should I do? Okay, that's first thing.
Okay.
And second question is, if I have one extra home and two extra shops, okay, which I'm not using, but right now it is on rent, do I need to pay zakat on those two also?
Okay, I will answer your question, inshallah. Bilal from Saudi. Bilal.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I have two questions, Sheikh.
Okay.
What are the signs of Laylatul Qadr?
Your father?
Sorry?
Your father what?
What are the signs of Laylatul Qadr?
Okay.
So Laylatul Qadr.
Okay.
The second question is,
yes.
Can ladies pray with makeup on?
Okay. I will answer your question. Aisha from Nigeria. Sister Aisha.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Mute your television and listen to me. Yes.
It's about nurses.
About what?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
My question is about nurses.
Okay.
When you finish your menstruation, like after 5 days, and you keep seeing discharge, can you continue with your fasting? After you've taken your bath for the first 5 days, then you see discharge, can you continue with your fasting?
Okay. I will answer your question. Man? Hamza from Saudi. Hamza.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Turn down your volume of the TV, please.
Now is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask two questions. One question is that when the Imam says other things in the dua, yani not only the dua, when he recites Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Tabarakta Rabbana wa Ta'alayt, what should we say?
Okay, second question.
That's it.
Okay, I will answer inshallah. Okay, Dara from Saudi Arabia, she's saying that if a woman has her monthly period, does she stay home or does she go to the Eid prayer venue with the Muslims? And the answer is no, she goes. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, as in the hadith of Atiyya, may Allah be pleased with her, that the Prophet ﷺ instructed that we get all the females and even the virgins and those who are not used to or exposed to going out, and even women in their menses must all go and attend the supplication of goodness and to attend this beautiful gathering. However, the women who are excused must avoid the prayer area. So when women pray, they should not sit among them. They should retreat a little bit to the back until they finish their prayer, and then they join them when the Imam is giving the khutbah. So yes, this is, and some scholars say that this is mandatory upon every single individual, and the most authentic opinion is that it is mandatory upon males and females it is recommended, but it does not reach the level of obligation. Muhammad is asking, if a person completed his Umrah and went home forgetting that he should shave or cut his hair, wore his clothes, sat home, had a shower, maybe had intimacy with his wife, clipped his nails, and then, oops, a couple of days later he remembered, I didn't make tahallul, I did not shave, I did not break my ihram. What should he do? The answer is, he should immediately take off his clothes, put on his ihram clothes, because these past 2 days he is still in the state of ihram. Though he did so many forbidden things to be done while in the ihram, yet he done them out of forgetfulness or out of ignorance, and both reasons exempt him from any expiation. So he immediately has to go back to wearing his ihram, and then goes to the barber shop and shaves off his hair or cuts it short. He has a house and 2 shops other than the house he lives in, so it's back home probably. So does he have to pay zakat for that? The answer is no. The zakat only is due on the rent. So if you have a rent, if you receive the rent and it stays with you, or some of it, for a whole year, you have to give 2.5%. But if you get the rent and you immediately spend it in any form or mean, then there is no zakat at all on that rent either. Bilal is asking, what are the signs of Laylatul Qadr? There are a number of signs. It's a night of peace. It's a night of tranquility. So compared to the other nights, you would not have anything that disturbs the peace compared to the other nights. The people have the ability and they feel enthusiastic towards ibadah, towards worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. They feel that they're driven to do this and they feel good about it. And the sun, when it reaches, when it comes out the following day, it is not bright. You can visually look at it and without being blinded by its light. These are some of the signs that I know of. Probably there are a few more, but I'll tell you something. I personally don't care a lot about these signs. Why? The first night of the 10 blessed night of Ramadan, there were SMSs, messages saying that this was Laylatul Qadr. This was the night of decree, and we felt the peace and we saw the signs. So many people dreamt about it. Meaning what? So what do you want me to do the rest of the 9 nights? You want me to sleep? You want me to sit and not worship Allah Azza wa Jal? Khalas, I've got it made. No one on earth can confirm and say that this night was the night of Laylatul Qadr. No one can do this. And this is the essence of Allah Azza wa Jal hiding it, so that we do our level best. We go out of our ways in the last 10 nights of Ramadan by worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. So my advice to you is to do like everybody else does. Do your level best. Go out of your way on these 10 nights to worship Allah, to recite the Quran, to spend your time doing dhikr. No internet, no television, no radios, no MP3s, nothing, that, no SMSs, no Blackberries, nothing. Just devote the nights for dhikr, for glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal, for reciting the Quran, for night prayer. And I bet you that if you do this the whole 10 nights, you would be one of those rewarded by Allah Azza wa Jal to have prayed the Laylatul Qadr. Because this, you cannot miss it. Brother Dhakir from Saudi.
Wa alaikum Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you to you and to the Huda channel for this wonderful program.
Jazakallah khair.
My question is,
yes,
can we send our zakat to the persecuted Muslims of Burma? If yes, what is the channel? How can we send?
Okay, I will answer your question, inshallah. Abu Bakr is gone. Okay. Bilal is asking her second question. what is the ruling on praying while wearing makeup? Of course, this is for females. So prayer as such is permissible. If you put on your makeup, if you put on your lipsticks, as long as there is no non-mahram looking at you, it is completely permissible. What's not permissible is when you apply your makeup and then you want to make your wudu again. Because most of it with the foundation, they call it foundation cream or whatever, base or makeup, they're waterproof. So this means that they prevent water from reaching your face, and therefore your wudu is not valid. Likewise, the mascara there are waterproof, lipsticks, waterproof. So if you have waterproof makeup on your face and you would like to make wudu, this is not valid. But if you have your wudu and put on your makeup and you want to pray, this is completely permissible. I read a tweet the other day about a woman, I think she was in Riyadh, a girl that had 2 hours of makeup on between Maghrib and Isha for her wedding. That was her wedding night. And after Isha was called, she said, I would like to make wudu. They told her, no way, you cannot make wudu like this because it's not going to reach your face. Pray it after midnight. She says, how would I dare meet my Lord and have not prayed my Isha? Remove all of this. And they tried to convince her out. She wouldn't listen. They removed all of it, and then she performed wudu, she performed the Isha, and she died afterwards. Subhanallah. Allah Azza wa Jal chose this beautiful ending for her. Imagine if she did not pray Isha and then she died not praying Isha. So this is just a reminder to the sisters who would not make their prayer as a priority. Aisha from Nigeria is saying that 5 days she gets her menses, and then when she on the 5th day or the 6th day, when she sees her purity, she takes a ghusl and she starts to pray. She sees colored discharge. So whether it's brownish or yellowish, does this affect her fasting and prayer? The answer is no. If she saw her purity on the 5th day or the 6th day and she took her ghusl, then these colored discharges are to be ignored. The purity is known either by total dryness or by the white thread-like discharge that some women get. If you see this, no matter what you see of discharges, you ignore them. Hamza, he says the Imam in the Qunut says a number of supplications. Allahumma hadina fi man hadayt, ameen. Afina fi man afayt, ameen. We know all of this. But when he goes to praising Allah, saying, إِنَّهُ لَا يَذِلُّ مَنْ وَلَيْتَ وَلَا يَعِزُّ مَنْ عَادَيْتَ تَبَارَكْتَ رَبَّنَا وَتَعَالَيْتَ اللَّهُمَّ لَكَ الْحَمْدُ عَلَى مَا أَعْطَيْتَ, etc. So what should we do? He's not supplicating, he's praising Allah Azza wa Jal. The ideal thing is not to say anything. As long as he's praising Allah Azza wa Jal, that's it. You just listen. But if you say, for example, Ameen again, or Subhanak, glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal, some scholars say that this is acceptable. I personally do not say anything. I simply listen and contemplate. Brother Dhakir is saying that what's the ruling on sending money to the zakat money to Burma? This is one of the greatest sources of zakat. And how can we do this? You can approach WAMI, the World Association for Muslim Youth, and also Hayat al-Ighatha, relief agencies. And there are so many places you can, inshallah, find a way to give them, and they will give it to the refugees who need our money and assistance. This is all the time we have. Until we meet you tomorrow, inshallah, same time. Fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the